Generally speaking, quadratic equation can be represented like ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. All this coefficient goes in the same order. Second power, first power, and imagine we have x to the 0 power. And we have quadratic formula. I write this quadratic formula over there to have room. We have to have two roots. 2a in denominator minus b plus minus square root of b to the second minus 4ac. I don't ask you to memorize a lot, but this is what you're supposed to know. Okay. Who has questions about this part so far? Any questions you can ask me? No questions. Now let me take any of this, your homework, whatever you have, or any equation. You can be more specific of this to ask me any questions. I'll take any equation to solve with you. Okay. Or you can tell me which specific one. You have, let's say, 2x squared minus 3x and minus 5 equals to 0. Okay. So what to do? How to solve this? You write x is the first, the second fraction. Denominator double the first coefficient, 2 times 2. Numerator, the second coefficient with opposite sign, 3. Plus minus 3 to the second. Minus 4 times 2 and times negative 5. This key thing. After they just mechanics. Who understand up to this point? Who understand? Gabriel? Ariel? Gabriel. Okay, after that, just you know how to operate with numbers. Let's do this. 3 plus minus square root of 9 minus times minus negative times negative positive 8 times 4 8 times 5 is 40 plus 40 and close this one, divide by 4 equals. So far so good, students? Again, if you have any question, ask me. 3 plus minus 40 plus 9, 49. Divide by 4 equals 3 plus minus 7. Divide by 4. Square root of 49 is 7. How to check? 7 times 7, 49. So far so good. Any questions? No questions. Now, x1 equals to, for instance, you can use this or this branch, doesn't matter. 3 minus 7. Let me write step by step. 3 minus 7 over 4. It's negative 4 over 4. Or negative 1. as x2 3 plus 7 over 4, which is 10 over 4, which is 5 over 2. Or you can use decimals, for instance, 2.5. And there are two numbers. X1 equals to -1, x2 equals to 2.5. Or if you have a multiple choice fraction, use fraction improper. Okay. Well, understand this kind of percent. Emma? Matvey? Okay, good. So in many prep processes, we have questions, we get quadratic equation, and you have tools. And how to develop this tool? Just apply this formula. Remember this trinomial, how represented, and plug in all these coefficients. Like I told you in this book, my teacher wrote, I told you last time, some student asked about what name of this book. This Creativity is Exact Science. So many in medieval time, people, they have competition. They had competition how to solve different problems. And to solve this equation took a lot of time. Pretend you have time machine. You came to this medieval time, and in 1 minute, you like magician solve this problem. Isn't beautiful? So don't think that all this equation in math we can solve such easy way in formulas. We name it the radicals. For instance, equation of third power, it's not in our test. Two great mathematicians, Cardano and Tartaglia from Italy, they solved this and they created formula, more complicated formula for cubic equation, third degree. And there is no formula for fourth degree, except of special kind of equation you will see, which you can easily switch to quadratic. But general formula you don't have for fourth degree equation. But this, for this test, you need to know linear equation, the first degree, and quadratic. Okay. Ask me any questions about this one, or give me any example we can solve together. If you'd like, tell me which one. Ask me, don't be shy, students. It's simple substitution. Not necessarily every time you're supposed to use this formula. Remember, in parallel, we use T-Kettle method. And if you have a chance to factorize, right, you can do without quadratic formula. This is faster. For instance, let me give an example. Let me erase this one. For instance, 2x squared plus 6x and plus 4 equals to 0. Definitely you can use quadratic formula for this. But take a look, there's another way, faster way. I can factorize it, put 2 beyond of parentheses. Product of two terms equals to 0 when 2 never equals to 0, so this guy equals to 0. After that, factorize it by algorithm we studied with you, Vieta theorem. x times x to the second. Now think about two roots. Product of them gives you 2, is 2 and 1, and some of them give you 3. Now when you factorize, you decrease the level of this equation from quadratic to linear equations. Product equals to 0 when each of these equals to 0. Minus 2 and minus 2, minus 1 and minus 1. X equals to negative 2, or x equals to negative 1. Can we apply quadratic? Definitely. This universal formula works for everything. Who understand this 100% right now? So you have a chance to do on the test. Karen, questions? Matvey? Okay, I want to note a little bit about this guy under radical. We name it discriminant. Discriminant. And we name it discriminant D equals b squared minus 4ac. It's very important for analysis of this quadratic equation. Why it's very important? Let's say, pretend I have this equation. In school, you study equation for comparison y equals to mx plus b. And this is a line where m is a slope and b is y-intercept. And slope shows how steep is your line. This slope is greater than 0. If you use this line, slope, it goes down. Slope is less than 0. Okay. But if you have a line like this, vertical line, there is, what is slope of vertical line? Can you write me? Pretend this line is vertical. Can you write vertical line slope? Here. And what is your opinion? Choose, just write feedback. Put your hands down. What is slope of vertical line? I see. More students. Okay. So don't be shy. I never penalize. I need feedback based on your responses. Who need help with this answer? Okay, student, look at this. I just remind you what is the slope. Probably here. Slope equals y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And we did it many times with you. And pretend we have 2 points. This point A, let's say, and this is point B. And this point A has coordinates. For instance, this x is, I don't know, 1, B is 1, and A is 2. I want to plug in 2 minus 1 divided by, because of both of these points, what they have coordinate. X is 1, y is 1. X is 1, y is 2. 1 minus 1, because x's are the same. I get 1 divided by 0, which is impossible in math, right? You know, this is like capital punishment. This, if you study calculus, infinity, right? So there is no slope. no slope. You can say no slope. So you have to understand physical. Why? Because when when you subtract, you get the same. Or imagine this is you skiing, right? In park on the mountain, right? You're skiing. Either you this way and you're losing weight, or skiing this way. Is it easy for you to ski in vertical line, right? Unless you're a magician. Okay. So there is no slope for these students. You understand why? Because you have on this test, you have two capital punishment. One, no division by zero in any circumstances. And the second, who will tell me second what is impossible for this test? Any ideas? What is impossible for this test? So two restrictions. Division by zero, no way. And the second, square root of negative. Square root of negative, impossible to do in set of real numbers. In SAT, when I teach you complex number, you will understand how to do this concept. But this SHSAT test only for real numbers. For instance, square root of negative 4. For this test, impossible. But this is even bigger degree of mistake. No division by zero. If you take any scientific, here it is. Let me show this. I will divide 5 by 0. Okay, erase and show this small experiment. 5 divided by 0. Can you see this 5 divided by 0? And now I press enter. Error. See error? Because if it's infinity, think about this way. Every device has a limited amount of memory. How you can store in limited amount of memory infinite number of information? Impossible, right? So every time when you have any graph, you can analyze what is related to this particular case. Just for visualization, pretend I want to build a graph of this one. So I'll not go in depth, just give you flavor of this. And this is a Cartesian coordinate. And this is -1. And this is 2. Okay. And pretend this is a line of symmetry somehow with this one. Just briefly. And since this coefficient is positive, this is a parabola. We name this graph is parabola. And I want to just show a few things about this. So again, this is line and this parabola. Pretend this is you, and you decided you stay here, right? And you throw a stone in this direction. And stone moves by parabola. This is parabola. It's not something abstract. In gravitation field in your games, when you throw or shoot the bullet, it goes by parabola. This is parabola. Downward, up, upward. And look at this, what happens. You know, equation of n power has two roots. In this sense, n equals to two roots. But imagine the situation when parabola, another picture, goes this way. Pretend, go this way. Try to do it nicely. In this case, it has one common point with x-axis. And here we have two roots. You see two roots? It means parabola intersect x-axis in 2 points. And in this case, we have only one common point. I remember one student asked, Dr. Farber, you said that it's supposed to be two roots, and we have only one root. How to avoid this contradiction? Easy. It means we have two roots, but they are the same. They are the same. In which situation two roots are the same? Look at this great formula for discriminant. This under radical. If this equals to this, right? So if our discriminant equals to 0, equals to 0, x1, 2 equals to negative b, plus minus 0 is nothing, right here, and divided by 2a. So in any circumstances, you have only one value. Again, when discriminant equals to 0, we have two the same roots. And finally, one more situation. When discriminant less than 0, parabola can go like this, or like this, never touching x-axis. So a lot of stuff depends on this one. If this is not equal to 0, we have two roots. If equals to 0, we have only one root. And when it's less than 0, we don't have common points. We have 0 solution in real numbers. This is briefly what I explained for this idea. You feel this, right? Okay, episode A. Who understands so far? Just idea, visualize what you're doing here. Okay, so when you solve quadratic equation, you looking for these two roots, wherever you have. If you have any questions for this, your homework with answer, we can solve any problems. Just tell me which one, if you need. Put your hands down. Down, down, down. Gabriel. You wanna practice with any examples for quadratic formula? Okay, tell me which specifically from your homework or any of these examples. Some student raising hand. Just tell me which one. Any example you have here. For instance, your homework, the last one. The last one, this one. Page 2, number 3. Okay, first page, first question. Okay, this one. Somebody asked me this one. You mean this one? Matvey? Okay, let's do this one. The first page, first question. X squared plus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. Okay. So two ways. The first way, factorized by Francois Vieta. Here. 1 and 4. Plus 1 plus 4. Why? 1 times 4 is 4. 1 plus 4 is 5. Based on this, product of two terms equals to 0 when either x equals to -1 or x equals to -4. This is the first way. Vieta theorem. Would you like to solve this? Student who asked me, would you like to solve using quadratic formula? If yes, raise your hand. Yes. But then I want to use quadratic formula. The second way. Keep in mind, students, let me take different color. I deliberately use red color. If nothing is written here, it means a equals to 1. Invisible 1. See? Because nobody said 1x. If x, it means 1x. So far, so good? This key thing. After that, just go gaga stuff. x1, the first and second, equals 2 times 1. Now, -5 plus minus 5 to the second minus 4 times 1 and times 4. Who understand up to this point? 100%, 100. Good. Gabriel, you're not with me. Andrew, I need feedback from everybody instantly. Good. -5 plus minus square root of 25 minus 16 divided by 2 equals -5 plus minus square root of 9 divided by 2 equals -5 plus minus 3 divided by 2. x1. Okay. -5, for instance, plus 3 divided by 2. -5 plus 3 is -2. Divided by 2 is -1. x2 -5 minus 3 divided by 2. -8 divided by 2, which is -4. And answers are x1 equals to -1, x2 equals to -4. The same. This is faster, but this universal approach, it shows the formula works for this, everything. Who understand this 100%? 100. 100. Good. And some student wrote page 2, number 3. Okay, let me be sure that you're solving the same. Which number 3? Let me show. You mean this one because we don't have numeration. Who asked me this? Ariel? Put your hands down, everybody, students, down. Ariel, this question? If yes, raise your hand. Yes, this one. So this is 5x squared minus 17x plus 6 equals to 0. Okay. X the first and second. Double the first coefficient, 2 times 5. The second coefficient with opposite sign, 17. Plus minus square root of 17, the second power, b squared, minus 4 times 5 and times 6. Actually the same, just different numbers. Who understands this 100%? Somebody wrote the question. Why I use minus? Who has question? Ask me. No questions? Okay. 17 plus minus 289 4 times 5, 20 times 6 is 120. Divided by 10. Any questions so far? 17 plus minus 169 by 10 equals 17 plus minus 13 divided by 10. X1 equals 17 plus 13 divided by 10 is 30 divided by 10, which is 3. X2 17 minus 13 divided by 10, 4 over 10, or 2 over 5. Well, okay, this is just technique. Just technique. Beautiful formula, help you to solve. If you're trying to guess, it takes a lot of time. But this, like, I have seen many times when you solve problem on the test, you get equation, and after that you get stuck because you don't have tools. You're trying to guess. But in many tests, you have a limitation of time, 90 minutes for 57 questions, for instance. But these tools help you. Well, we will study with you special topic radicals, how to operate this. But pretend I forget that square root of 169 is 13. But I know usually have whole numbers. I can show manually how to take square root. I can show this. But to get 9, numbers supposed to end by 3, right? Agree? 3 times 3 is 9. And this is 3-digit number, so this is 13. Or 17, 7 times 7, 49, number ending by 9. But this is not 17, because 17 already used it over there. It's 289. This number is much smaller. You have either 13 or 17. It's not 17, and this is 13. Question of experience. Okay. Okay. Any tricks? To multiply what? I can't read this. Your statement is, it's not, yes, I have my suggestion. Don't try to do these tricks. Nobody appreciate. I give example. Many years ago, one parent brought a kid, and this small second grader, he multiply any number in his hand. They were so proud. My point, not necessary to do this at all. Why? I will tell. When I test him, I ask him few logical questions. He had no idea. He just multiplied like small, poor robot. Nobody need this, students. You'll not impress anybody with this multiplication. So my suggestion, don't study tricks to multiply manually. I'll tell you one real story from my childhood. Okay, about multiplication. I went to circus after we had competition. I was in wrestling and weightlifting, and we went to circus. And I was very impressed. One, how to say, person. He was standing in front of not whiteboard, blackboard with chalk, right? In this case, and he asked people from this auditorium, they ask any questions. Multiply this number, 1 billion, something by this, by the. He instantly wrote these answers. Instantly. Even he took 13th root instantly, just writing the answers. It was so impressive. Well, I was waiting with this finish. I already forgot about this, all the circus, right? I approached him. I said, how you do? His name was Alexander Novikov, very famous. One guy I met is Wolf Messing, if you know this. Have you seen this movie? I have seen him many times. I was very excited with these topics. So I met Messing many times, by the way. And he did not share his secret. But the first one who calculated fast was Alexander Novikov. He said, you know what, small kid, you will look like this. What I'm doing, I don't use numbers at all. I asked, how you calculate with numbers? He said, well, I tell you a secret. I have every number for me has a color. When it says 1 is a red color, 2 is blue, etc. I operate with colors. When I see some big number, I see like pattern, like, you know, some people have in the wall in middle Asia, they have like rocks. They say, I see rocks, and this color so fast changing, and I see finally another color after calculation. After that, I decode. Since I know red is 1, etc., and write instantly the answer. I like this idea very much. What I did, I decided to create a calculator based on color. I did this calculator, and after that, I approached people who work, if you know this airplane, Tupolev, who created this plane. I found psychologists, said, let's test my calculator. And they had 3 groups, 30 people. And we decided to check difference when you have these colors. And it is definitely faster. I'm very surprised. After that, I found the books Bulat Galev, he studied these different colors in calculation. In his book, he made a table, I remember, so many years ago. how different scientists, Galileo Galilei, what color he had for each number, Isaac Newton, which number, and some numbers very coincide of this. Guess what? After that, I get a patent. I found a patent. I have this patent. If you'd like, I can show this patent in the years of this. Who would like to see this patent for this calculator? Yes, I will show this, but not today because I have hundreds of patents. Maybe for next time I'll show this patent, or maybe in break if I find this. It was a great idea. Nobody uses it so far. But my point, some people, they study, especially in China. I have a World Congress presentation in 2 days in China, by the way, in Beijing. Okay, they count nice people, and they study to count mentally. My point, just wasting of time. Nobody needs this. I don't like counting mentally. Why? Even this stupid calculator can do it faster than you. Our strength in developing thinking, not just thinking, conceptual thinking. This is our strength for human being. Okay. Another example, I worked for AI for many years. And now some people from developer from AI ask me to teach the AI. I don't know, I will not give you names because you know this AI. This all AI, you know what level from my estimation this AI today? 4th grade. Yes. I teach the AI how to solve problems. Their level 4th, 5th grade maybe, not more. Our human being strength is conceptual thinking. Multiply number, this is garbage. Nobody needs this. Don't even waste your brain. Like ancient philosopher Mirabeau said, your brain is not a garbage can. Don't try to memorize anything. Maybe it's not persuasive, but this is very important, students. If you count fast, it will not help you in real life. Because any person, 3rd grade, multiply like in column, he got the same result. Did I answer your question? It's not, I don't want to diminish you. I want to be smart, and only, only 20%, maximum 20% people, they know how to think conceptually. 80% have no idea at all. I want you guys be in this 20%, not in this 80%. When you go to study in medical school, they study, I don't know, example, podiatrist, he study only about this food. If person come up with knee, he said, no, it's too much for me. He does not have conceptual thinking. Can you believe all life you study food? What do you think? Okay, maybe I explained you more than you expected here, but this great question, Mia. Who understand this, my approach? This conceptual thinking we develop behind the scene a lot of stuff. You see only tip of the iceberg. Behind the scene a lot of different activities. Maybe after my presentation I'll upload this about conceptual thinking on our media. Who would like to see this lecture for conceptual thinking and online education, etc.? Right, it would be, I have presentation on Saturday in New York time is at night, right? So in a few days when I get this nice quality, we'll put over there. Again, think about how to study conceptual, not like robot, 5 times 5, very fast. Okay? Soon, ask me questions about this homework, about this kind of equations. If you have questions. No questions? Yes, not only you. Nice question, Ariel. Everybody, Put your hands down. Go to the bathroom. Come back, raise your hand, and we continue our journey with new topic. Let me show you what I promise. I have never shown anything, but based on Mia's question, great question. So, students, here it is. I have many hundreds of patterns, many hundreds with my patterns, right? Many binders like this, they're full of patterns. Have you seen patterns in your life, students? And let me show. In all these patterns, I use mathematical modeling. This is all US patterns. All this stuff. You see how they look like? Patterns. I don't know if you see this or not. Patterns. But I have patterns in many countries, right? This is new medical drugs. I have many hundreds of these patterns. If you take any of these, but I believe it's not here. It's new medical drugs. Everywhere we have mathematical modeling. I can show these patterns. This is pharmaceutical. If you don't see this one, yes or no? Yes. This is how it looks like. In different countries, they look different. In India, different. In this one, different. And here is other patterns. We have this kind of patterns. It's also all these patterns, and I want to show this one. It's pretty old. Okay, can you see this? And this is idea we use instead of these numbers. Okay, use colors. This is claims we name colors. Different colors. And this was done in many years ago. And I get a patent in 1981. 1981, this patent with my colleague. In this patent, we use what I told you. We change these different blocks to colors. And first of all, speed of calculation increased tremendously. And second, probability to make mistake decrease. So productivity increase and mistakes decrease in this pattern. This is idea. Why I'm telling about this? Because whatever we study here, it's not just test. Everything is foundation of great ideas, and I believe many of you probably in future will implement your ideas in different fields. This about it. Okay. Now, do you have any question about quadratic? No. Put your hands down. Another kind of equation we have. Yes, a sec. Again, just practice with this one. Equation, we name it irrational equations. I saw a couple of days after that, we practiced together with you. Many questions on the test. For geometry, for instance, I give you the simplest equation. So, irrational for instance, square root of x minus 3 close the square root plus 5 equals to 9. And then I have this equation. I will solve the first one myself. We have a known under radical in square roots, right? And remember our approach in T-kettle method. In order to solve problem, you're not supposed to reinvent the wheel. Try to modify it such a way to convert to equation which you already know how to solve. Let me put it this way. I want to isolate radical to have in one part. I do very slow. What I did, I isolated radical. It's alone on left part, or right part, whatever. Who understand the step, students? Emma? Now, opposite of square of square root is the second power. I take different color and put both parts to the second power. Square root and second power cancel out each other. I have x minus 3 equals to 16. Plus 3 and plus 3. Now we have linear equation. And you have x equals to 19. Who understand this 100%? 100. It's not difficult. How to check? Plug in this 19 over there. 19 minus 3 plus 5. Is it equals to 9? The square root of 16 plus 5. Is it equals to 9? Square root of 16 is 4 plus 5 equals to 9. 9 equals to 9. You solve correctly and put check mark here. Okay, this is how we solve irrational equation. Don't think all of them so easy like this, but they have the same idea. Keep in mind, square root itself cannot be negative. For instance, if I ask you square root of 16, whatever, right? Look at this. I want to show this. This is 4, and I want to show this. Okay. for instance, of 25. Look at this. Square root of 25 is 5. Not negative. Square root, never negative. And guess what? The simple equation, very often, they give equation where you make mistakes. So we try today, we practice to avoid all these mistakes. I will solve another one with you. After that, you practice. Keep in mind, irrational equation checking must. For previous, whatever we did, it's a good idea if you check. But in this situation, you have to check. Why? Because what happens? Look at this. We had original equation. When I took 2 parts to the second power, I get another equation. This equation, derivative from this equation. When you solve this equation, not necessarily this root belongs to this equation. Maybe it belongs to this equation. And in some situation, you can get extraneous roots, which don't belong to original equation. That's we have to check. You understand? Checking irrational equation must. Let me solve another one. Equation number 2. Number 2. Okay, square root of x squared minus 7 plus 1 equals to x. Okay. Again, what we did in previous, this how you name it close. It's like log. We close this one to show this finished. I want to isolate this radical. Minus 1 and minus 1. Square root of x squared minus 7 equals to x minus 1. Put both parts to the second power. I just remind you, I take different color. Here it is. That a minus b to the second equals a squared minus 2ab expanded form, and plus b to the second. We just did in previous lectures. Why I need this? For right part. So when I put both parts to the second power, square root of second power, they cancel out each other. But right part, I apply this formula. Difference of square of two terms, square of difference of two terms equals square of the first one minus double product and plus square of the second one. I apply this formula. Understand up to this point 100%. Maxim. Next, let's solve it. Minus x squared and minus x squared. Okay, cancel out. Minus 1 and minus 1. Negative 7 minus 1 is negative 8. 1 minus 1 cancel out. equals to negative 2x. Divide by negative 2 both parts. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is 4. And x equals to 4. What is the next step, students? Help me. Can I put check mark? No, I have to check. Check for extraneous solutions. Square root of 4 to the second minus 7 plus 1. Is it equals to 4? I don't know. 16 minus 7 is 9. Is it equals to 4? Square root of 9 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. And 4 equals to 4. Bingo. This you solve it correct. Okay, who understand this? 100%. 100%. Maxim. Okay, good. Who would like to try to solve right now by yourself? Okay, good. Let me give another one. Number 3. I give very similar. Number 3. Square root of 7x minus 3 plus 1 equals to 5. Find x. Yes, good luck. And solve and send me the result here, please. Who need help for this problem? Because I can give you 1 hour for this, right? Let's do it together. Anybody? Look at this. What is my goal? Better to isolate, because I can do without isolation, but in this case it would be big chain. When we apply this formula, you will still have radical. So I need, why? Because double product of these two is not good. Make it simple. -1, -1. Isolate. And you have square root of 7. X minus 3. Cancel out equals to 4. Who understand up to this point 100%? Is it difficult? Clarissa? Who does not understand? Ask me, don't be shy. You can ask me any question. I like your questions. Without me as question, I would not explain about this approach for computation. Get rid of radical. How? Put to second power. I have 7x square root on. Who understand why square root and second power cancel out each other? Who really understand why? Why? Put your hands down. Who does not understand why and need explanation? Why? Okay, I explain you. Look this. Look at this before I continue. We have a formula. A to power 1 over 2 is the same like square root of a. This formula. We did with you, right? And we know another formula, a to power m to power n, a to power mn. This formula 1, this formula 2. Based on these two formulas, I have square root of a to the second power. It's the same, but square root of a is the same like a to power 1 over 2 to the second power. According to formula 2, when you have powers, you multiply them, right? Power to power. A to power 1 over 2 times 2. 2 and 2 cancel out. You get a to power 1 or just a. And what happens? We cancel out this radical behind the scene what is going on, right? I want you to understand conceptually, not just mechanically do this. Any question about this stuff? Again, second power, because when you have radical, for instance, this is cube root of a. This is fourth root of a. This is fifth root of a. Nobody writes like this. Second root of a. If nothing is written, a is the second root by default. You can write, but it will be not professional way. By default, nothing written since it's commonly used radical. This is square means square. Length width means second, which emitted here. Now, if I read this stuff, I don't need this. I need room. So again, opposite of square root is second power. This and this cancel out. And this equals to 16. We understand up to this point, every step. David, Emma, Matvey. Shouldn't, right? 2 seconds, you know this. Plus 3 and plus 3. 7x cancel out equals to 19. Divide by 7. X equals to 19 over 7. Not necessarily supposed to be whole number. How to check? Take this and plug into original equation. Square root of 7 times 19 over 7 minus 3. Always, students, check this one, not any intermediate. This original equation. Plus 1. Is it equals to 5? I don't know. Look at this. 7 and 7 cancel out. 19 minus 3, 16. Square root of 16, let me write this over there. It is same 16 plus 1. Is it equals to 5? Square root of 16 is 4 plus 1, which is 5, and this equals to 5. Yes. Left part equals to right part. Bingo. This answer. Who understand this? 100%. 100. So not necessarily supposed to be you study fraction in third and first grade, right? Not necessarily only whole numbers here. Before I erase, who has questions about this part? Ask me questions. Except of this, when we cover this one, after that I have one more lesson for another kind of very important equation they ask you every year. Okay, in every test. Okay, good, good, good. Now let me give another one. Let me give another one for practicing. Okay, I give some examples for you. Okay. Number 4. Number 4. Square root of x plus 3, close it, this log. Sometimes ambiguity, you don't know if next number belongs to this radical or not. And this, like, you can write prepare this one. And minus 1 equals to 7. Good luck, find x. I give you easiest possible. Only steps must. June, who needs help with this? Would like me to solve, and you practice by yourself at home. Okay, put your hands down. Who need 1 more minute to finish this? Okay, 1 more minute, because we have limited time. Maxim, no, don't use, please, any browser. System very cautious about this. Let me do this way. I will solve these questions and try to ask without hesitation, ask me any questions if you have, okay, for this. Look at this. We are out of time because how much? 25 minutes left. So what is supposed? Step number 1, isolate radical. +1 and +1. When isolate, easy get rid of radical. And you have square root of x plus 3. Right, neatly. Okay, cancel out equals to 8. Why isolate radical? Because easy to get rid of this. When I put both part to the second power, understand up to this point so far. The same steps I'm doing. Matvey. Isolate. Isolate means it's supposed to be alone here. Now put to the second power both parts. Second power and radical square root cancel out each other. X plus 3 equals to 64. Who understand up to this point everything? Every time, just 2 seconds. Raise hand. I want to be sure. Matvey. If you don't, ask me questions. Now, -3 and -3. X cancel out equals to 61. I want to check. Grab this guy. Plug in over this. Straight over here. A square root of 61 plus 3 minus 1. Is it equals to 7? The square root of 64. Okay. Minus 1. Is it equals to 7? Square root of 64 is 8 minus 1 equals to 7, and 7 equals to 7. Bingo, we solve it correct. Is it difficult? Who really understand what I'm doing here? Okay, good. Let me solve a few of them. I don't know, I check one. Don't forget to check. Checking is crucial for irrational equation. Yes, it must. For instance, what is it? 5? Square root of x plus 3 equals to square root of 1 minus x. Like this, right? Well, they already isolated. They put both parts to the second power. And x plus 3 equals to 1 minus x. No radicals. And this is Guga-Gaga equation. Plus x and plus x. Linear equation, right? And -3 and -3. 2 x's cancel out. Equals to -2 cancel out. The y by 2 both parts. X equals to -1. Check. A square root of -1, right? Plus 3 equal to square root of 1 minus -1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 1 minus -1 is 2. Yes, it is. So the result is correct. So it's very consistent everywhere. All these equations we study with you: linear equations, system of equations, quadratic equations. We everywhere, first of all, we use T-Kettle method. I try to convert equation to the way which we already studied how to solve. And from this, I get linear equation, solve linear equation, find roots. Ask me any questions if you have for this. You don't have questions? You will see in few chapters we'll study with you geometry. In geometry, classical example, everywhere they ask you Pythagorean theorem. In Pythagorean theorem, we have this equation. How are you going to solve if you don't have tool? Right? Another one. Let me solve it together with you. We have time. For instance, number 6. Square root of x over 10 equals square root of 3x minus 58. Okay. They already isolated. I put both parts of the second form. I have x over 10 because cancel out each other equals 3x minus 58. Well, one of this way I can get rid of this 10. For instance, I multiply both part by 10. I get x equals 30x minus 580. Minus 30x and minus 30x. I have negative 29x equals, cancel out, negative 580. Divide by negative 29 both parts. Cancel out, equals to 20. Who understand these steps? Again, we use opposite rule to get rid of Emma. Yes, but we good. Check. Square root of 20 over 10. Is it equals to square root of 3 times 10 minus 58? Keep in mind, when I plug in, before I put both part of the second power. This is 2. Okay. 20 over 10, right? 3 times 20. This is 60. Minus 58 is 2. Left equals to right part. This is your solution. Who understand up to this part? Let me give another one. Not too fast, students. Who put your hands down? Who think this is Pace is fine. Who would like to put your hands down? Who would like it slower a little bit? Okay, so before you raise, ask me question. I do next one a little bit slow. I try to give you more examples. But look at this explain. I want to get rid of these radicals. I put to second power. After that, I write everything without radicals. I multiply by 10 each terms to get rid of this on the denominator. 10 and 10 cancel out, I have x. This 30x and this 580. After that simple linear equation, I found x and plug in. Let me do another one in slower. Okay, because this is practically routine. Number 7. Number 7. Square root of x squared minus 35 equals to 5 minus x. Let's go step by step. So since radical already isolated, I will take different color. Let's say this one, green for instance, and put both part to the second power. Keeping in mind that I can take different color. That a minus b to the second square of difference of two terms, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. We already did today for this right part. Now, cancel out square root in second power. I have x squared minus 35. Right part. According to this formula, square root of the first is 25 minus double product of these numbers. I do slowly. And plus square of the second one. Who understand up to this point everything? Gabriel? Gabriel, you with me? Good, hands down. 2 seconds. Let me do it. Steps. X squared minus 35 equals 25 minus 10x, 2 times 5, and plus x squared. Okay. Now, for instance, like this, minus x squared and minus x squared plus 35 plus 35 plus 10x and plus 10x. What I'm doing, I want to have one part variables. 10x cancel out, cancel out, cancel out, cancel out, equals to 60. You can operate with right part the same way. Who understand up to this point 100%? Who has question? Ask me questions. No questions? Okay, good. So divide by 10 both parts. X equals to 6. What are we supposed to do? Check. How? Take 6 over there. Square root of 6 to the second minus 35. Is it equal 5 minus 6? Now, this is 36. 36 minus 35 is 1. This is 1. Square root of 1 is 1. Is it equals to negative 1? No. No. 1 not equals to negative 1. What conclusion I can make soon from here? Help me. Any ideas? Can I say that 6 is my solution if left part not equal to right? No. And I can write here no solutions. You see what happens if you do not check? How come? I did not make any mistakes. I did it correctly. But why I get this garbage solution? Because this solution belongs to this equation, not to that equation. We name it extraneous solution, like aliens. If this is so important, when I teach you SAT, AP, etc., I show different way. We'll explain you function, I'll explain domain, range, how to do it instantly. But for now, since we did not study function with you, use this way, and checking is must. Is it impressive? You solve everything. You very proudly, and you usually, if multiple choice, they put A is 6. You're so happy, put 6. But this is no solution. Who understand this 100%? Okay, Emma, Ariel. Again, students, this solution for this equation perfectly works, but not for my original equation. Okay, good. Let's go through another one. For instance, number 8. Again, if you have any question, without hesitation, ask me. Number 8. Oh, here it is, 8. Three square root of 2x plus 8 for this equals to 26. Step number 1, isolate radical. Three square root of 2x cancel out equals to 18. Any questions so far? Now you can simplify, divide by 3 both parts. I have square root of 2x equals to 6. Put both parts to the second power. I have 2x's equal 36. Divide by 2. X equals to 18. How to check? Take this 18, plug in over there. 3 times square root of 2 times 18 plus 8. Is it equals to 26? 3 times square root of 36 plus 8. Is it equals to 26? We name it log. See, I see this is does not belong to this one. 3 square root of 36 is 6 plus 8. Is it equals to 26? 18 plus this is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26, and 26 equals to 26. Okay, so this is my solution. I saw some problem from your homework. Who feel like you understand this topic? Karen? Yes. Matvey? Okay, what I'm gonna do, students, since we move forward and we have limited time, we have only 2 classes per week, I will give you equations with answers deliberately, some of them. And your goal, since you understand the idea, practice unless you get the same answer. If you have any difficulties, you can ask me in the class. And second one is with multiple choice without answers, right? Deliberately. Practice with this. Okay, and always what you're supposed to do, check for extraneous solutions. Be sure this belongs to original equation, not for derivative equation. Any questions? Yes, we can. So some students ask if you can upload this to our media. If quality, sometimes Google work not the best way. We plan to upload, but quality of lecture was not the best because of Google. If we upload, put your hands down. If you'd like if you upload this, who would like to go through this lecture from scratch, not just watching, practicing as well? Okay, so we try to upload and give you a link for developing your skill. I want to be sure that you understand everything. If quality of this recording is good enough. Okay, good. We have not too much time left. Let me do another one with you. Number 9. Number 9. Let's see if I the last one. Again, if you have any question, you can ask me. So I give something for practicing, not complicated. For instance, this one. Number 9. Square root of 2x over 5 plus 3 equals to 7. I do very slowly. Isolate radical. -3 and -3. Bring down square root of 2x over 5. Cancel out equals to 4. Who understand up to this point? Good, good, good. Clarissa? Good. Gabriel? Now, get rid of radical. Two x over 5 equals to 16. Or 16 over 1, you can think. Cross multiplication. 2x's equals to 50 and 30 equals to 80. Divide by 2 both parts. 40. X equals to 40. Who understand up to this point? Let me check. Check. So that's the original equation. Square root of 2 times 40 divided by 5 plus 3. Is it equals to 7? Well, 5 goes into 48 times. 2 times 8, 16. A square root 16 plus 3 equals to 7. Square root of 16 is 4 plus 3 equals to 7, and 7 equals to 7. Good. So this is us. So how do you feel about this topic? Usually they give some stuff assuming that you know everything. We teach you conceptual thinking. Now you understand when you have a problem and you have great tools, you always be the winner. Not an intuitive way. If you have any question, ask me. If you don't have questions, let me give you homework. I will give you homework. Twelve, 12. Redo notebook, whatever I did in the class completely. Redo this homework for today. Quadratic formula. Next, chapter 8, exercise 5. 4. I will send you irrational equations. First of all, read the intro, start the intro. Plus solve. Irrational equations with answers I will give you. You go to practice to get these all answers, and don't forget for all these equations I put over there. Checking must for extraneous solutions. Okay, let me check if this 5 Yes, it's 5. Exactly. You have chapter 8. Okay, good, good, good. Do you have any questions, students? If you don't have any questions, be strong, be well. Enjoy math. Have fun. Bye, everybody.
Have a nice evening. Bye.
You too.
Bye. Have a nice evening.
You too as well, students. Be strong. Have fun.